And then we had maybe, I think we had maybe 18 heavies, to be honest. We had 24 total.
Yeah, I would have had 36 mediums.
Yeah, we had maybe 8 mediums. No, not mediums. We had maybe 8 lights.
I don't know. I think we fought very well in Barbarossa, personally.
Yeah.
So
the problem was the
problem is that Japan's allowed to join. I mean, like Japan just conquered everything from the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean Japan
like
failed
you were still
in Asia completely. Like there's nothing he did in there.
That's the whole point. You just go full land with Japan and kill the Soviets. That's what you do. Like because they're allowed to attack, it's unstoppable.
I did actually have a good navy. I just had no time to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I mean,
well, we did bit the dust though.
We've experienced it. You caught me unaware, and then Dave helped me out, and we killed most of it.
To be fair, the Japanese navy actually did its job, which is delay the D-Day, like a second D-Day by
no, it didn't delay
almost a month.
It didn't really delay it as much as
it delayed it a couple of
days. What I wanted to do was raid all the trade to the U.S. in the Azores, and notice we have a big airfield there. And if that could be set up, then you'd be screwed.
Yeah, I was. So yeah,
this is all the
that was exactly what I was saying too. That was why me and Chris jumped in before you could do that.
Yeah.
Alright, Beethoven, do you think I remembered what your strategy was now?
You remember the strategy?
I said, did you? Yeah. He didn't believe me when I said I didn't remember what his strategy was going to be.
I mean, prepositioning one sub in every single coastal tile, like that's pretty. Not coastal, sea zone is pretty crazy and shouldn't be allowed. Japan had a sub in every single like sea zone in between Europe and USA, which is stupid. Like fucking kill every one of them. Didn't do anything.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it was annoying.
I was playing Whack-a-Mole with like 25 carriers and it just couldn't find anything.
No, if you send like one carrier and one destroyer, you'll see those subs one by one very quickly. But they're a nice counter to the death stack, because the death stack will be stuck fighting them forever.
But the thing is, like,
prepositioning its
your guys'
middle of nowhere.
Your guys' air losses were atrocious. And...
Yes.
Yeah, it's because of the air bug. And we tried to send everything to Hungary, but that obviously didn't work.
No, I agree.
I mean,
I would have. I'm talking to Comrade. I would have. I always make SPA for that very reason, you know. But
yeah. So basically, what we did was, well, our air was just there to die to slightly lower the air penalty, and with 4 SPAA and some air, we had no penalty at all.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened was once we lost, like I built a ton of air bases in Ukraine, as you could probably have guessed. You know.
But I went hard for them.
Yeah, but once I lost them, like once we lost efficiency, it's like instant death because we had no A. Period.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Can you guys pass around so we finish this peace screen? Like I want to save the game and look around.
Fucking Japan, come on.
Yeah,
just pass around.
Just
Manchukuo, a little call out to Manchukuo for blocking the Indians from coming up and rescuing. Manchukuo unfortunately stopped the Raj from counterattacking the Japanese. That was bloody.
Yeah, like there's, you know, I mean, I think I started the war with maybe 45 divisions again, but you know, what are you gonna do? So.
You can do when Japan joined, it goes full in on the Soviets, but whatever Beethoven was doing.
It was a bit intense when you guys were pushing for Berlin, though. Because Prussian was handling the western front, and I just had to send him all the tanks, and like, in the end, I think I had 5 tanks left on the eastern front and trying to capitulate the Soviets.
But we just needed to take Stalin.
Yeah, the Allies could push right now if the Soviets were still holding. But...
The Allies were pushing.
Yeah, we're 1 tile away from Berlin, and
yeah, but we have like 7 heavies coming into Berlin.
Yeah, I know.
In my defense, I told you how long you would have before we'd capitulate.
Did you take the national unity guy, by the way?
I couldn't get it, and we would have if we were about 2 days short of him. So
yeah, we noticed the Soviets were out of manpower for a while.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
That was. I mean, we were never really out of manpower, but we did get down to 0 for a little bit.
Yeah, we had the same thing with Germany because we were negative in PP every day, so we had to stop taking focuses for a bit.
I mean, like we were negative just because like we had troops training. I deleted. Like it was never affecting combat, but yeah, we lost a lot, and
Yeah, I noticed
forgot
that the
that,
kill rate in the land war was 10-1 in favor of the Axis.
Can I just? I love how Beethoven is cheesing, even though this is just a peace deal. Like seriously.
I'm taking all the resources. Japan needs them.
We're not continuing.
And see, Baku has Azerbaijan. They have the oil.
Well,
I mean,
that's
Arthur
for
might be able to
me.
give us an
Fine,
auto
comrade,
save.
you know,
that would be easier.
It was lucky, like
Yeah.
I don't know
Actually,
who told
Alfred, you
Germany
got an
to
autosave
fix
from like
this
a week
template,
before.
You know, it was
Yeah.
very
This
nice.
is annoying.
initially.
Like,
Yeah, I do.
Can you just
I don't think
quit
it's
and host
over.
up an autosave?
I don't think this game is over.
No,
I
we
know
can't
the
beat.
Soviets are out, and the Japan and Germany gets a lot of factories, but
Well,
It's
meantime,
100% over
no,
because the Soviets are
I
OP.
beat them. Okay,
Yeah.
for
So they've
starters,
Japan's got all the factories now.
I mean, well, it's gonna be like 300 divisions to help defend France and Germany. Come on now.
okay, for starters, let me tell you something, right? Number one, we're on superior firepower as the Soviet Union, right? Which is absolutely insane, right? And you should shoot whoever decided that, because one thing to go superior firepower, but it's another thing to go superior firepower and not actually have supports to put in divisions.
I'm Grand Battle Plan, don't complain. I
Maybe
know
Grand Battle Plan's okay though. It's
I
pretty-
know myself, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a heavy tank build on superior firepower. Go figure that one out, right? So in order to have enough org on our tank divisions, we have to run 11 mechanized just to get 35 org.
Jesus.
So go figure that one out too, right? And
Yeah,
thank God
your,
that
your
I
divisions
played-
had a lot of attack though, but they really lacked defense and breakthrough and org.
Yeah, so no breakthrough, obviously, no org, because we're not on the right doctrine. Two, the only
Don't take
reason we
mine.
have a lot of attack is because
Fucking
I
breakthrough.
built heavy tank destroyers because we started the template at like 50 piercing.
I built only heavy tank destroyers and heavy
Yeah,
AA.
I knew you would. And then I'm like, okay, well, I need to build a heavy tank destroyer because I guarantee you Germany's building heavies because supporting 300 chromium.
Yeah, that was kind of a giveaway, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure your armor value on your heavy is going to be above 50. So might
Yeah.
need to like make tank destroyer.
this was a battle of everyone had heavies. Even New Zealand had heavy anti-air. So,
But you know
so
what
it was heavy.
what almost screwed Germany though is that Poland capitulated in like 4 days and France capitulated in a week. We had no land XP.
Yeah. Well, so neither did Russia, and I don't know, did he not lend-lease China or anything?
China lost in like 2
That's
months.
such a troll thing to say, Ozurson.
Japanese, make peace, come on.
Like, I'm glad Tamer isn't here because he would have like shot you for saying that.
It's true though. I mean, our heavies had no gun upgrades because we had no land XP at all.
Even the UK heavy said like 5 gun.
I mean, the new ones, the 1943 heavies we have, they have 5 gun upgrades.
Yeah.
My God, you're actually building 43 heavies?
Yeah.
That is
Wait.
just a troll thing to do right there.
No, we
Oh.
got them like 1 week ago.
Okay.
But
yeah.
we have full dispersed industry, so we just swap them all over with the good
Beethoven, can you
efficiency.
finish?
I mean, I'm pretty happy with how this went, considering it's only been a year. Like, the Allies have done a decent job trying to D-Day. We took Norway, we took Denmark, we took half of Holland, we took like
Right.
Brittany, and
Right?
No, we didn't even notice you took Norway until it was like, oh, we don't have
Yeah.
Norway anymore.
The
So,
plan
like-
was to come down to Leningrad, I think, and reinforce the
if this
Soviets.
was like PFU Soviets where they hold until like 44 easily, like we would probably win. But it's unfortunate that the Soviet build was bad, I guess, from the get-go.
I think actually they built too much air. Once we upgraded, we
I mean,
doubled
superior
our
firepower
AA.
in Soviets is insane.
Outer
now,
limits,
like
please.
Stukov said.
But
Because once we
it's
had
still the
2
fact that
AA
Japan
to
can
begin
join
with.
against them is still OP though. It's just
Well,
Yeah.
so like I'll give you the big difference, right? So the reason our breakthrough stat on our heavy tanks like 600, right? 700 maybe.
Ethiopia.
In half the time we're not overwhelming Germany's defensive combat,
No,
right?
because we had 10 mechanized with
Yeah,
1942
so
weapons.
like normally we would have like 1500 breakthrough on that template, right? But because we're on superior firepower,
back
sucks.
a sec.
So it was fine initially when he had like no piercing on his heavy tanks.
Wait, what? Zerth went superior firepower?
Yeah, it's insane.
Much sadness.
Well, so like I can understand it, superior firepower if you actually build more than one support company, right? We went superior firepower with artillery support. So, what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
It can be a good build if the Germans are going a light tank build or something that doesn't have a lot of hardness.
Yeah, but like it was obvious as soon as I entered what you were building.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
but
Germany
actually,
making
it
battleships?
wasn't obvious from the beginning though, because we did a kind of weird thing with German build this time. We went mediums first, and then we swapped everything over to heavies after France.
And you had lights as well, didn't you? So
Yeah, we
everything.
had light tanks going the
Beethoven
entire game.
will
You had the full spectrum of tanks.
Yeah, but the way
Yeah.
you get around this is you just build quality medium tanks as Russia, you know? That way you can do everything.
Yeah, then you probably need some sort of tank destroyer though. Maybe a medium tank destroyer is enough.
You just run two. I mean, you run 2 TDs in the template, and you have 105 piercing.
Yeah. At least if you have the XP to upgrade the guns.
Yeah.
Hey Chris, my stream thinks the only allied player with brains was UK.
I mean, your stream is full of idiots.
It's true.
Italy, give us
I
Spain
mean,
points.
I had 20,000 fighters over northern France, and it still wasn't enough.
Oh wow.
Well, that's what happens when you make lots of SPA, right?
Yes,
So,
I got like 5% penalty by Phuket.
Yeah, that was still like the German tanks as well. Under 2,000 fighters, you had 5% penalty.
I mean, the thing with northern Germany is I'm already building level 5 forts everywhere, trying to hold.
That would
If
be
the
nice.
Soviets hadn't died, we would have not been moved from that place.
That
would have
would
been
help
our
us
new-
resist the next invasion.
Yeah, of course. That's what happened in Africa, actually. In Egypt, I was building forts as we like retreated, and then when we managed to push you back up, they were suddenly like helping you guys.
I mean, that fort wasn't the big reason why it held. The big reason is because apparently that's actually a river crossing,
Oh yeah, that's true.
which is completely and utterly stupid.
Yeah, there are some rivers there that doesn't seem like it would actually count for that province.
No, yeah, I'm fairly happy with the allies. honestly.
Japanese Moscow, of course. Makes sense.
If the Soviets had a third player, I think this would be a much different game.
Yeah, they should have a
If
fourth
we had
player
a third
probably.
player like Japan
Yeah.
wouldn't have made as easy a progress, but the result would have been
Exactly.
the same, you know.
It was the same in Finland. You know, we had 2 light tanks in Finland that I checked them like once every month. And every month they surrounded and killed like 10 divisions.
Yeah. I think all the majors had it rough. Like I was air
Yeah.
controlling, naval controlling, and trying to do naval invasions. Dave was controlling the navy, macroing the navy, also doing air and also doing invasions. And then Bada was in Norway and France.
I
and-
was tempted to ask for speed 1 when the Wishy AI fucked up everything, but I was like, no, screw it, then we'll never end this game.
Oh, who left? Who was it that left?
Sarak.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the-
I mean, we weren't invading Bordeaux, so it's fine.
And it also
Yeah, but the problem was just the micro part that we had to resend all, because Vichy France had sent all these 60 divisions that we gave him all over the world. And we
that
had
was,
to manually resend them back to France, which took forever.
by the way, that was not the only issue. We sent him support equipment because
Yeah.
he asked for it, and then he left, and we were like, we had like 2k positive support equipment, and we noticed it later, minus 3k support equipment.
Yeah.
Also, like,
This was
this is
there.
like, I don't understand why this is. Realize we couldn't even pierce Germany's light armor with our superior firepower build because we didn't even have support AA.
Yeah, that's
Why is Auda
I
getting
noticed
things?
that
He doesn't
my
deserve anything.
the light tanks were just ripping your infantry apart, basically.
Hey, just
Yeah,
leech.
because the freaking guy is retarded, man.
Yeah, you really need some sort of piercing or at least
All you need
modern
is support
weapons.
AA. That's it. That would have done
Yeah.
one support AA, you know. But we don't have any. We don't even have AA techs. I mean,
But
Building
of
up-
course, the light tanks just got shredded by your heavies. But I mean, that's not their job
Yeah,
to
but-
fight your heavies.
they would. I mean, light tanks would have been shredded by a medium tank build.
Did you guys lose any tanks in France to like the attack bug? Because I lost 2 heavies.
Yeah, we lost 2 heavies to the attack bug again in France,
Two US
Hammer
servers were lost
a
by
couple.
battle.
and we lost 1 light tank in the east front to the attack
Yeah, but-
bug again.
Bada just might have been bad at macroing. We'll never know, I guess.
And we
Oh,
also
I mean-
had did you
It's a
guys have,
bug.
have teleporting
I'm not
tanks?
sure if I would call it a bug. If it's very clear. If your unit is attacking while it's braking, then it still goes into the attack direction and gets wiped.
Yeah, no, that's not the problem. The problem is that something
can't
happens if their
command.
attack, even if they haven't broken yet, they
You
become
can't-
like you cannot control them.
Yes, you can't command them like.
Even before they have actually lost the defensive battle, it's just if they're attacking and then they are counter-attacked, suddenly they refuse to stop. So you can't command them anymore.
So like,
hello, press done.
Heavy template, man.
Everyone press done.
I don't understand why you would build it like this.
You mean the German heavy template?
Finish it.
Or mean the Soviet heavy template?
No, the German heavy template.
Fine mine when AFK is probably not.
Baby's already out of the game.
Oh god. We're gonna be in this peace screen.
As I said, it's a
just
heavy
quit the
template
pre-conference and go to the
grind,
get out
basically.
of an autosave. It makes much more sense anyway.
Yeah, I
use
mean,
all the
so
Soviet
like,
equipment.
your stats are worse than like. Well, I mean,
what do you mean quit the piece?
So if you look
Everyone
at it,
quits,
even if my
outer
stats
rehost,
are
the
worse,
autosave
your
from
tanks
before.
took like 2 or 3 times more equipment damage than what we did. So we could just grind at you again and again and again and again, and we would never run out of heavy tanks.
It's okay, South Africa could also do it.
Also, their defense is so exceptionally high that they're equally good at defending as they are at attacking.
That only worked because we had the superior firepower, right? So yeah, your defensive stats higher than our breakthrough, so there should never happen.
Look at the ad score. Sort by ad score.
You know, even my stream realizes that the Soviet build was bad.
Well, don't blame me. It wasn't my
I'm
build.
not blaming you, no. I'm blaming Zayert.
Was not me.
I knew the Soviet would lose no stat because it was that.
Alright, it's hosted.
I told Beethoven right when I
Connection
got in the
ID.
game and I looked it over that I was probably gonna die.
Yeah, that's what we said all as well. I think we're probably going to die, but we'll just see how far we can get in the East Front.
We are all going to die.
That's why
anyway.
I was pushing for end of the game.
Yeah.
You guys underestimate me.
Because both Axis and Allies wanted to die.
I was worried about Dave, but he did really well, so shame on me. And I was worried about Soviets. And it looked good when he took out all the heavy tanks.
The thing is, you guys, like... You didn't attack all the ports in France. You attacked like 2 at a time.
We can't get the invasion tag. That's the problem. We can't get the 1942 invasion tag.
That's why you go 40 with Genius.
I hate 40 with. I just hate it. I mean, the thing is, like, these infantry just steamrolled any infantry they came across. The problem was the heavy tanks. So if the Soviets were alive and were drawing tanks away from us, then we'd be a lot more successful.
I don't have support equipment. Make everything fucking 15 with, then I don't have support equipment.
How the hell do you get away with having 20 divisions in France?
They are 15 with.
No, the freaking Axis defense of France here is like...
Oh, because we have pulled like everything up to kick you guys out of North Germany and Netherlands.
No, I'm looking at the Barbarossa save. Like nothing here.
Well, that was because the Allies had nothing to deal with. That.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
like, they didn't want the
Before
US troops
Barbarossa,
already.
we could just kill them with anything.
USA joined in
No,
December,
I'm looking
4
at the
months ago.
Barbarossa save. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
USA
USA
just
didn't
5
join
months
until like December.
It was around that time that we lost Zarek.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I thought you lost him like during the fighting.
I don't know.
We didn't
I
even
think it
notice
would've
when we
been
lost
fine,
him.
like-
That's the
I
problem.
really desperately wanted to have like any shitty D-Day, even if it was just infantry, so I could just use my tanks there.
We just noticed that
Yeah.
suddenly there were no troops in France anymore. And like, where's Serac?
South Africa was a pain to deal with, though.
I was going to say, I noticed the
Those
South
tanks.
African tank was taking on 2 of those Romanian ones that Conrad was crowing about. Like, it was soloing both of them.
Look, my tanks had over 1,000 breakthrough. They were fine.
Oh, that's twice as much breakthrough as we had.
I think the German tanks had 4,000 breakthrough.
Maybe with planning bonus. Not
Yeah,
with base.
with planning and everything, of course.
Yeah,
not
that's
4,000
literally just
base, no.
vanilla.
Yeah, no. With planning, it probably it gets up about that. They also had decent stats. I would build a heavier template. Like if you're gonna use heavies, like again, your template, like why didn't you just use mediums? Is my question. Like
No, it was it wasn't meant to. I was expecting Soviet mediums.
Yeah.
So this
I
template
guess.
would have been deadly
you would
against
have
Soviet
you would
mediums.
have way more divisions, and the stats would have like the armor and piercing values you have on your that are just like in the 70s, you know? So why even build heavy tanks?
You're so close to losing the air war as well, though.
The hard attack, basically, and the hardness. You can see they have 82% hardness.
But it's not even the just the difference between.
Cool beans. So what does everyone think of the mod?
Kind of hard to tell.
It's broken.
Hey, Axis still managed to win somehow.
Yeah, but despite us winning, like
I dropped there at number 14 because it's basically impossible to lose with Soviet.
The main problem
You said that
is
yesterday.
too many military factors at the start.
I won yesterday.
UK.
You almost lost, but we saved it.
Well, I won yesterday.
The UK is insane, and if you put like UK and France, you can probably stop Germany and France.
No, I won yesterday, Batto. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we both won. I mean, I already wiped. I already wiped them.
No
when you did it.
factor.
Dude, I had all of his troops wiped when you landed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
we have to save him.
Here's what happens, right? Get the pop-up for Barbarossa, then 2 minutes goes by, Stalingrad has fallen.
Yes, and then we wiped the entire
Leningrad has
invasion.
fallen. Like, what the hell?
Then we wiped the entire invasion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes. Did you see the surround we got there?
Yeah, that was after like D-Day was halfway to Berlin, and they had nobody left to micro on that front.
Here's what I heard right before D-Day. Oh, all the German tanks are getting moved to France, right? Wasn't that right before we landed?
Yeah, we landed with German tanks in France.
Yeah, we landed with like at least 10 to 15 divisions already there, you know?
I checked the save though.
Yeah, I mean,
divisions
obviously
there.
he has to respond to. I mean, if he's not retarded.
No, it was already there. He didn't have to.
Yeah, he was already there, waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
He thought so little of your Soviets that he sent half his tanks to D-Day, counter D-Day before D-Day was even ready.
Yeah.
I told you, Axis underestimated him because it went so quickly.
Like, well, I mean, what is your argument? Like, you shouldn't D-Day and I should win solo? I mean,
fucking delusion.
Okay, for starters, like, that was an insanely quick D-Day, you know.
yeah, of course, it's what we have to do. I mean,
No, Soviet must survive at least to 42.
Yeah, like, at least in this game, I got him to mid 42. You know what I mean? Like you would have been dead by like January.
do you realize I played that mod like the first time ever without ever checking it out?
Everyone did.
Yes.
So did the rest of these guys, other than me.
Yeah, other than you, everyone sucked.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I think everyone did well. I'm just saying they didn't play the mod before.
Yes, exactly.
Alter, you got to say from like a week before that, because that's like literally right at the peace conference.
Yeah, by the way, Outer, about the XP loss. The XP loss is still too high.
By the way, the CAS mod is actually balanced because Germany is also like ridiculously buffed there.
Yeah, no, I think Germany is super strong in cast fun. I like it best.
Germany is also broken there.
Now, comrade, you need to be honest, right? No,
Yes.
my freaking encirclements were very, very nice. They were very slick.
Yes. I didn't say they weren't.
We did a few of our own brutal encirclements. You know,
Yes,
in the swamps we caught 80 divisions. That was brutal.
I don't know. The swamps were 10 wisp spam, man, and it was just...
It's still 80 divisions, and quite a few of them were not 10 with spam. Including 3 heavy tanks there.
Oh, you're talking at the end, right?
No, it was not really at the end. It was when we cut off the swamps, and also when we cut off the Minsk pocket.
Minsk was... That's tamer. I take no responsibility for that. Not me. I take all responsibility for the south. That's it.
Yes, and that's
So
what I
the
want.
Minsk pocket was very nice, actually.
I was going to say, I
Just
thought the
moved,
North
like,
held really quite strongly. Like, by the end of the game, it was just the Romanians were linking up with the Japanese in the south, and like they hadn't even reached the river line in the
south,
north, had they?
the south.
Yeah,
So what happened?
We were at Smolensk in the north at the same time. So we had basically broken the river line there as well.
Oh, okay.
Well, we didn't even try to push across the river in in Riga, etc. Everything was
So-
focused towards Stalingrad and towards Moscow.
It was Ozurson versus Tamer in the north, and then it was like me and Comrade in the south, except it was mostly Comrade because.
So you should. I'll watch your stream then, because I know you must have seen what I did there.
Yes, I saw what you did there, and it was sad.
Why does it matter?
I just want to make sure it was on video, because I know Comrade
Yes,
would
it is
bullshit his
caught.
way out.
I think I caught at least like 2 of those, probably.
Comrade would be like, never happened, and now I know we have proof.
I never said it.
Was one thing we were wondering
I
though
just
is
said
that
I won.
you didn't attack us during the first D-Day. During the first D-Day, we had no air and only 3 tanks or something on the eastern front.
Yeah. We two things are going on, right? Number one, I don't know why this was, but our tank division, our heavy tanks, had reinforcement of our latest variant clicked off, and I don't know why that was. Right?
New equipment off.
No, everything was on, minus the latest variant we were building, and I don't know why that happened. Because obviously I take it off to train them before the war, but when Barbarossa happened, I turned everything's back on. We did a new variant after we got some land XP, and it was not reinforcing the variant,
Because during the first D-Day, we had all our tanks away except 3, I believe, and I kept looking back at the eastern front all the time while Prussian was handling the west, and I was popping back and forth between both fronts. And I was looking at the eastern front and thinking we're in so much trouble if the Soviets attack now. And you had 8 of your tanks there against our 3 tanks, and you're like, taking a little siesta or something.
Attacking though for D-Day, once we, I think it was in Belarus, or it was in Belarus, I think, when we finally did counter.
Yeah, you did counter. Seemed like you just press activate on the battlefront or something. It was battles all over the place.
Yeah.
But by that time we had started pushing you back in France, though, so we could start redeploying tanks back to the eastern front again.
Yeah. So what I was, again, that was that was us talking about where we wanted to do a counter, and I kind of decided on Belarus, right? But ideally, I was going to come out of the marshes in the south like I did with a couple of tank divisions, and he was pierced from the north, so it almost worked. We almost
I had
got
my 2 reserve tanks in Minsk there to crush that